Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE superstar Rhea Ripley has reacted to Jey Uso watching her match at tonight's Bad Blood Premium Live event. Jey was watching the contest alongside Cathy Kelley at WWE Bad Blood 2024. The Nightmare picked up a win over Liv Morgan in a women's world title match. Unfortunately, she won the match via DQ, courtesy of Raquel Rodriguez's interference. Hence, Ripley didn't win the title that she had never lost. WWE backstage interviewer Cathy Kelley shared a video on Instagram, revealing that Jey Uso was watching Rhea Ripley's match live in the arena. The Eradicator has now shared her reaction to the same on her Instagram story. Ripley has quite a bit of history with Raquel Rodriguez. The two female stars have been friends as well as rivals in the past. Ripley didn't expect one bit for Raquel to come back to WWE tonight and attack her during one of the most important matches of her career. Now, it's safe to assume that Mammy will focus on Raquel and try to put her down for good before gunning for the women's world title once again. WWE Bad Blood 2024 had an electric atmosphere, filled with the kind of high-octane action that only the most explosive PPVs can provide. The crowd roared as superstars from every corner of the WWE universe went to war. Yet, among all the jaw-dropping moments, one incident caught the attention of fans and pundits alike. Jey Uso, a high-profile member of the Bloodline, sitting in the crowd, intently watching Rhea Ripley's match. The image of Jey, with his unmistakable gaze locked on Ripley's every move, added an extra layer of drama and intrigue to an already tense evening. It seemed as though there was more than just the usual fan admiration at play. There was something deeper, a level of respect, or perhaps something else in the air. As Rhea Ripley made her way to the back after her victory, a mix of emotions and thoughts ran through her mind. What was Jey's reaction to her performance? And more importantly, what did she think about him watching her so closely? Rhea Ripley had just decimated her opponent in a match that showcased her undeniable dominance and raw power. The crowd was still buzzing from the spectacle of it all, chanting her name as she stood victorious in the ring. It had been a statement, a declaration that she was at the top of her game. But as she made her way back up the ramp, she couldn't shake the feeling that something had been off. She had seen Jey Uso earlier, seated in the front row, eyes fixed on her. That wasn't just a casual glance. It was the kind of stare that suggested interest, perhaps admiration, and definitely more. Backstage, Rhea Ripley stood in front of a mirror, taking a moment to collect herself after the match. She ran a hand through her wet hair, wiped the sweat from her brow, and tried to digest the evening. But then the thought came back to her. Jey Uso. Why had he been so focused on her? It wasn't lost on her that Jey was a key player in the ongoing saga of the Bloodline. A member of one of the most influential families in professional wrestling history, Jey was often seen as the enforcer, the muscle, the right-hand man. But tonight, it seemed like he had a different agenda, one that perhaps involved Rhea in some unspoken way. Rhea's mind wandered back to the moments in the ring, the adrenaline still pumping through her veins. She remembered a fleeting moment during the match when she had caught Jey's eyes from the corner of her vision. It had thrown her off for a second, but she quickly refocused on her opponent. Still, the thought lingered. Why would Jey Uso, of all people, be so captivated by what she was doing in the ring? She chuckled softly to herself. Could he be scouting me? Or maybe he's just watching a true dominant force in action. Rhea knew that, in WWE, respect was earned. And in her eyes, it was clear that Jey, despite his connections, was acknowledging her skill, her power, her ability to control the chaos of the ring. The truth was, Ripley didn't need anyone's validation, but there was something about that look, something that told her Jey Uso saw something in her that many others did not. Later that evening, as Rhea sat in her locker room and flipped through her phone, a message came through. It was from her close friend and fellow powerhouse, Dominic Mysterio, who was, of course, quick to notice the subtle drama unfolding. Yo, did you see Jey in the crowd tonight? Dude was watching you like you were about to take him out next. The message read, accompanied by a string of laughing emojis. Rhea grinned, typing back with a wink. Maybe he's got a thing for winners. Or maybe, just maybe, he knows I'm the future of this business. Her fingers hovered over the screen as she thought about it for a moment longer. What did Jay's presence mean? Could there be more to this than just admiration? In WWE, everyone had an agenda, even if it was unspoken. The next day, Rhea found herself unexpectedly face-to-face with Jey Uso in the hallway of the arena. There was an awkward silence between them, the kind that only existed between two people who understood the weight of a stare and what it might have implied. Rhea's fierce, imposing presence didn't waver, but there was an undeniable curiosity in her eyes as she stood before him. Jay, always a man of few words, was the first to break the silence. "You've got fire, Ripley," he said, his tone steady and respectful. Rhea raised an eyebrow, intrigued by his words. "I know who you are, G. You've got that bloodline to back you up," she replied, smirking slightly. "What's your deal, though? I saw you last night. You were watching me like you were scouting my every move." Jay shrugged nonchalantly, but Rhea could see the glint of genuine interest in his eyes. "I watch the best, that's all. And you're the best. You've got something that most don't. I'm not blind. You're not just muscle, Ripley. You're something else." The compliment caught her off guard. Jey Uso wasn't one to hand out praise freely, and his words felt more like an acknowledgement of her place in the company rather than just a polite comment. There was something deeper beneath the surface, something that suggested a certain level of respect, but also a warning. Jey didn't just watch anyone. His attention had always been reserved for the elite. Rhea tilted her head, studying him for a moment. "Well, I don't need anyone's approval, Jey, but I'm not gonna lie. I respect the hustle." Jay nodded, seeming to appreciate her response. "Same here. You're not the type to back down, and that's something I can get behind. Just keep your eyes open. This business is full of surprises." With that, he turned and walked away, leaving Rhea to process the interaction. She stood still for a moment, her mind racing. There was a shift in the air. Something had just been set into motion. Jey Uso wasn't just a man in the crowd anymore. He was someone who understood her worth, and in this industry, that could mean anything. As Rhea Ripley reflected on the encounter, she realized that it wasn't just about Jey Uso watching her match. It was about the message behind it. In a business filled with politics, alliances, and power plays, the eyes of someone like Jey Uso could be a sign of respect, or something more. Rhea knew that she had already made her mark in WWE, but moments like this only reaffirmed that her place at the top was no accident. Jey Uso watching her match wasn't just about admiring her skill in the ring. It was about recognizing the future. And Rhea Ripley, without a doubt, was the future of WWE. With a smile, she finished getting ready for the next event. One thing was for sure. She was ready for whatever came next. And if Jey Uso wanted to keep watching, well, he'd better keep up because Rhea Ripley wasn't stopping anytime soon.